Hello and welcome to episode 6 of World War Wanderers. I'll be hopefully looking to finish off the Turkish side essentially and move on to the ones afterwards, although we will have to get a couple wins with this first. But more importantly, actually get some wins together, because as you see from our record, I think it's 2 wins, 3 draws and 10 losses to this point, so it really has been ugly. So hopefully we can start to turn that around as we've finally got a fair few goals in our side. So from kick-off we managed to get it forward into the box from Puskas, and I see the goal off the line a bit, but that chip would have had to have been inch perfect to go over the head but also under the bar, and to go posting like that, it was absolutely audacious. I was completely caught off guard, probably so caught off guard I forgot to defend minutes later, and as you can now see it is 1-1. We win it back there and start to head down the left hand side with Yaziki. You can see you can get that ball in behind to Yilmaz, who does get there just for the defender. Tries to move on to Puskas, which he does, and a very powerful left foot finish to the far post puts us back into the lead. So it's been a very kind of end-to-end, shall I say, start as Puskas comes forward again. Now this guy doesn't seem to want to let him through though, and after that first little standing tackle foul decides to completely wipe out Puskas, and I'm on board with the ref that is a red card. So he's a bit in the pits now, down to 10 men, kind of all over the place. And we head again down the left hand side with Yaziki as he tries to find an easy pass, which he does there to Yokoslu. Moves it more over to the right side to the Bulgarians of Ivanov and Kraev, as it does find its way to Puskas. Yilmaz does start to head forward, an easy ball into and an easy finish to the far post, and that will be 3-1 for us. And I believe this is the scoreline that, well, I was going to say the scoreline we take to half time, but we do have a chance here as Puskas comes forward. Perhaps should have taken that chip a little bit earlier or tried to do something different, but nevertheless, even from the goal kick he gives it straight back. Decides to bring the goal out again, which this chip was a lot more, well, just better executed, but he does get the man on the line to hit it back to the keeper's hand, and yeah, it's the scoreline we do take it to half time. So 3-1 is a great start, not only to that game but to this episode, and hopefully it actually can be one of our first proper successful ones. As we go into the second half here, we can't quite make something of that corner, but he does a poor job of clearing it. It falls back to Yaziki, and that'll be another far post finish to put us up to 4-1. We win it back again here. Yaziki plays it into Puskas. Bit of luck there maybe, but starts to continue to move in the box. Another nice bit of footwork. Another finish pass that gives the far post. It was great work from Puskas, very composed. And that does move us on to 5-1. I think this guy does decide here that enough is enough. I don't necessarily blame him. 10 men, 5-1 down, Puskas running riot. It's probably best if you go for your sake. It's a great way to start it. That will be an upgrade, because just in that game alone Puskas got involved in 4 goals. So, and we also won. So we finally get a goalie in Gunok, 6'5". I didn't even notice when I got him. Good reflexes and kicking on him, decent positioning. He's not going to be crazy though. Why he's got flair trait, I'm not sure. We also get Liverpool's new signing, Kabak, to help in defence. He's a bit faster than Sionchu, not much fast, only 3 pace, but again should hopefully help. Most importantly is gold. So 2 very important additions there, I'd say, in terms of keeping goals out, which inevitably will help us win, as scoring's never really been the issue. Puskas in particular has been going mental, the amount of goals he's been scoring. We just usually may score 4 but concede 5, so we start to get those 5s down to 2s and 3s, or even like last game we scored 5 ourselves but only conceded the 1. It should put us in much better stead to be able to do well. From a free kick from our goalie here, we start to head down the left with Erkin and Yokoslu exchanging it a few times. Okay, the Turks down the left. Yaziki finds Yilmaz. Starts to finally see a bit of space for Puskas, and I can see the run there. He does a poor job of following it, and another finish to the far post we seem to love in this episode from Puskas to put us 1-0 up early on. Although he decides to come forward now, I've said it like he's French. Gerard gets into the feet of the forwards, it gets back to him, further back to McTominay, down to Fernandez. He was moving it around, I remember, on the edge of the box for ages, and I was getting annoyed I couldn't find it. And fair enough, but the finish wasn't exactly the prettiest from him. Another failed clearance from a corner like last game, and it falls to the feet of Yokoslu. I think he's also actually just recently moved on loan to West Brom, which is an interesting one, so for us that watch the Prem, you will get to see a bit of him now and see what he's like. Does actually finish rather well there. He's been a pretty handy player in general, in terms of especially winning the ball back and giving it to the players who are more likely to score. But we do go into half time 2-1. It's nice again to be leading very early in the second half here. I can't do nothing about that Gerard strike. Keeper maybe 6'5", but when he goes that far into the corner he's pretty much hopeless. You get down the right here to Kraev. He brings it forward, a lot of space to move into. Not really being closed off either, and finally we get it moved into the centre. Yilmaz now trying to find a way through. Got the defence at his mercy, they can't seem to stop him. Gets it onto his right and another finish to the far post, but he just did it. But it's just all round great striker work from him there, holding it, trying to find the space to shoot, gets it off and scores. I mean, Yilmaz has really properly showed up so far, and I think he does continue to. Which is nice to see, is that we need, or Puskas kind of needed somebody else he could rely on to score. Despodov did his best for Bulgaria. He probably was one of the only players in the Bulgarian side that was quite handy. But you can see just automatically the influence for gold up front. As we get it again to Puskas. A neat little turn, simple finish, and that moves us on to 4-2. I think, surprisingly for us, the second time this episode, our opponent does decide enough is enough. And he also leaves, so to go from a position where all we've basically been doing is losing, certainly not winning much, we seem to be, well, not seem to, we are forcing our opponents to quit now, so it's pretty drastic all of a sudden, but you'll certainly take it, as that'll be another upgrade and another win, so 2 upgrades from this one. This time we do decide to get Ozyakup, who used to be a bit better than this. Used to look like he was very handy. I thought at some point he might come over to a bigger league in Europe and actually try and make a proper name for himself. He's kind of fallen flat a bit here, and again only a 75 non-rare now. Not much of his CDM, but Turkey didn't really have many that I was looking forward to using. And Ozyakup, I'm not like, well, to quote Archie Bregon, ticked up, I'm not exactly gassed about this. But someone I'm a bit more excited about is Inform Çalhanoğlu there. Just used to watch him a lot at Leverkusen. Obviously you knew he was capable of technically, but was someone who always kind of lacked consistency. Eventually got that move to AC Milan when they decided to buy about 20 players in one summer. Didn't really work for him at the time, but he's one of the few that has managed to stick around, and he seems to finally be putting some good performances together. So good on him, really. But yeah, he's got an Inform here that we hopefully can have some fun in using. We managed to get the ball from him hitting the post, almost went 1-0 down. We're now in the edge of his box with Puskas, trying to find an angle for a shot. Bit of luck there perhaps, but then another nice bit of footwork, a good bit of acceleration, and a tidy little finish into the bottom corner to put us 1-0 up instead. Here it was just a absolute kind of bit of chaos at the back. Couldn't get the centre back or the left back controlled to try and stop that through ball. I could see it, but just was not able to get get control of the player I could have managed to stop it with. And it is now 1-0. I can already see that run being made by Puskas at the back post. When you see that run, you just know a decent R1 square and you're in the money. And we are there, as again we're going to half time leading, and the same score as last game, 2-1. Again, it's a great position to be in from the positions we've been in the past, to be constantly losing and now pretty much taking leads, or we have in this episode taken leads in at half time every time. This time with the Puskas brace, which I'm not exactly sure if it is, but probably is enough for another upgrade already. If not, then I'm sure he'll do enough in the rest of this game to be able to secure himself for us one. We head down the left here with Yaziki. Try to see if there's something we can do or work on the edge of the box. Perhaps a bit fortunate, but the pass was great. He did an alright job to initially block the shot, but it does fall back to Yilmaz, and he's not going to miss from 6 yards. Puts us another goal ahead. A 2-goal cushion now at 3-1. I'm trying to find a way to stop on the box, with Grealish doing what he does best in real life and worm his way out of tight spaces, and it's a great finish from him to stay again within a goal of us. I think Grealish just got both of his goals now, so it's probably one of the few players I'm willing to concede to. I have also done that card myself, or just got myself the card. I've not been able to use it so far, I've not found the time, but here we get into his box. Again, Yilmaz, a nice bit of footwork and a finish at the near post this time. Finding a shot, hasn't gone far post pretty much. I thought he might have been done there considering the circumstances and the 2 quits we've had beforehand, but now he decides to stick on. The only person to do so far. So we get down the left again with Yaziki. Exchanges it with Yilmaz, and a simple finish. That's 5-2, 5 minutes left. You pretty much know what's happening here, and there is the final whistle. So finally got ourselves, well, some wins. We got 3 wins, which is unheard of to this point. We've not even come close to it. So it's great for us, and yeah, the win and another Puskas upgrade. Technically I only need one of them, I only need the right back done, so we are now done with the Turkish side, and we do get ourselves Selik, who's actually kind of coming to the scene rather recently. He's got a bit of, I'd say he's probably looking at a decent career in front of him, as long as things kind of stay his way. I said, yeah, that is the Turkish team done. Puskas here, you can see 60 goal contributions now from 18 games, just ridiculous. And that record's finally starting to look a bit better with the 5 wins, 3 draws and 10 losses. The next episode, we'll be looking to get the 2 wins with the Turkish side and then move on. Well, I say move on, it may look like a bit of a step back to a non-rare side consisting of Austrians, Germans and Hungarians. There we go. Yeah, it may look like a bit of a step back, but it's kind of for the progression and that makes sense in terms of World War One, as they offered the most kind of soldiers to the Central Powers front. I think, yeah, obviously the Austro-Hungarian Empire as well as the Germans themselves, yeah, were just going nuts, as the Germans love to do. So we move on to them after we can hopefully get those 2 Turkish wins relatively easy. But yeah, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.